Hello, Virgo. This is your reading for our love and relationships. Okay. Okay. Your first card, an Ace of Cups. You have the World. Four of Cups reversed. Five of Swords. A Knight of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. I have 10 of Wands. 8 of Swords reversed. And a 10 of Swords. And I will pull the outcome card after the main reading. You only have one major arcana card. That's the World. And remember, the World is about moving on to new things, new changes. You also have a Knight of Pentacles right in the middle of the spread here. Pentacles represent Earth, and you happen to be an Earth sign, Virgo. Okay, so interesting thing, you've got, Virgo, quite a bit of swords. You've got a little bit of everything. You have some cups, you have some swords, you have a wand, you have 2 pentacles. But I am noticing how the swords increase as we come from the present and go into the future. And so when we have that like little gradual, like we have a 5 of Swords, which is about conflict, and I think that this sort of feeds into what's happening here in your future with an 8 of Swords, which means that in addition to just regular confusion and finding a way out of that confusion, this 8 of Swords reversed, and then you have a 10 of Swords, means that there's going to be a lot of difficulty, I think, with communication, fighting. This could mean a big conflict here, and this conflict is going to lead to a lot of disappointments emotionally. You might find yourself getting very frustrated with someone. Okay, so I am noticing the trajectory of where these swords are going here, especially since you go from 5 to 8 to 10. The emotional issues that might be going on in the relationship. There's things are going to come to a head. It might be a little unpleasant, but I think in a way, I'm getting a sense that they're telling me about you being in love with someone, and it's a very overwhelming feeling, I think, but I think this is about you trying not to get hurt. Okay, so I think the World is telling an important story here, even though it's just one major arcana, because you have this Ace of Cups, and this is about happiness and joy, and it rocks your world, so to speak, which is why this World is following the Ace of Cups. When we fall in love or when we experience an extreme emotional attachment, things can it'll just blow apart our old life and bring us into a new life. And yet, when we have this 4 of Cups, sometimes this can mean emotional distance, detaching, but also I get a feeling that this is about emotionally being self-conscious and pulling into yourself and not wanting to go out. You're so lovelorn and your feelings are so wrapped up in a particular person. And I'm not saying that's all Virgos, because you guys can be very practical. But it could be definitely someone else who could be a potential love interest, a new love, a new interest. And then there's closure. This opens up a new chapter in your life or a new beginning. But then we get this Four of Cups. And when this is in reverse, it means someone is feeling sorry for themselves. Someone is focused on themselves and not seeing things from other people's perspective. Okay? And so it could very well be Virgo. For some of you, there's someone you're emotionally attached to who, for some of you, this is a new opportunity for love. Okay? But this person emotionally, they're very vulnerable. They're very hypersensitive. And I get a sense of them emotionally because I think Leo had a bunch of water as well. And so I'm seeing this water here in the past influences. And I'm getting a sense for some of you that someone came into your life. Some of you are connected to someone who's emotionally overwhelming a little bit, or their emotions and feelings have taken center stage. So when we get here to this next row, we got this conflict with the Five of Swords. And then we have your energy here, Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles brings stability, honesty, loyalty. The Knight of Pentacles is very practical. And then all of this generosity. Six of Pentacles is the generosity card. You Virgos, remember to be careful because you tend to be martyrs and you tend to give a lot, especially for someone who's emotionally vulnerable. And you do tend to take care of people better than you take care of yourself. So keep in mind, when you have this Ten of Wands, this is a card of feeling overwhelmed, but yet finishing this journey, making it through all these difficulties, okay, to the end. 10 is the number that means ending in new beginnings. So this burden and this feeling of being drained with the fighting and you giving and having to compromise, you're going to start to feel a little bit overwhelmed in the future. And I think that a lot of it has to do, Virgo, with someone who takes more than they give and you giving too much. And I think with this Eight of Swords here, that's reversed. Now we're looking at a situation in the future to where eventually I see you having to defend yourself, to take some space. Usually when an Eight of Swords is reversed, it can mean a little bit of feeling overwhelmed. It kind of reflects what's going on here with that Ten of Wands. So I'm seeing a lot of struggle, a lot of putting the pieces back together after this person emotionally caused a little chaos here. And that brings us to another 10. So you have a 10 of Wands here, and then you have another 10 here. That's a signal that all of these issues are going to be resolved. And this Knight of Pentacles here in the center is sort of like a guarantee that as far as your energy, you're still, eventually, Virgo, you are going to know what your bottom line is with this person. Okay? Especially if they've been coming in and out of your life and causing nothing but disruptions, and they haven't been consistent. They haven't been supportive. The only time they seem to come into your life is when they want something. So let me shuffle, cut, And I'm going to pull the outcome card. And it is the shadow side reversed. This is about someone, usually this is about a negative force or power that you have to confront and get rid of. And when we have the outcome, Virgo, I think the message to you is to be very careful that someone's not coming into your life or someone's not in your life, especially this person with bringing all these emotions and, pulling you in emotionally and causing conflict. Remember what this card means. It's usually called the devil, but it's also about fighting back over negative energies, whether it's something people are bringing to you or a negative energy like fear and anxiety that you're confronting within yourself. And many times this can also be a card of addiction. But in relationships, it can also mean, in addition to addiction, that you're under the power of someone is manipulating you, someone does not have good intentions towards you. And so for some of you Virgos, there's a different scale of how this might play out in your individual situations. But just remember that this is about losing your power. If this was upright, it would mean there's an evil negative energy, whether it's someone's ego or someone's ill intent or whether your own fears and anxiety. This is about you having to fight that, confront that, get out from under and not give in. So when this is in reverse, this might be a little bit more of a struggle than usual in your relationships. But it is also a heads up to some of you Virgos that the person that is bringing a lot of emotional drama into your life, be careful that you don't allow them to have more power than they should, especially since this shadow side or devil, it's following this very intense card, Ten of Swords. And I kind of like to see it as you facing your demons, actually. The story that these two cards are telling. When we look at these little difficulties here, remember the number 10 is a reassurance that you're close to this struggle being over and you'll get to start over and just put it all behind you. But this is almost like saying there's going to be a little bit of a showdown or a confrontation or a difficult time that you will get through, but you need to get through it in order to really get back to good energy in the relationship, whether it's telling someone adios or setting your boundaries, Virgo. Okay? So that was your reading. And as always, your comments, suggestions, getting readings, I appreciate it so much. So, I will be announcing my Keen channel. Some of you have already found me, but I am going to start in the month of May offering limited phone hours. So if you want a phone reading on Keen, I will have limited hours in the morning, and I'll make that announcement and give you that information. So thank you so much, and I hope to talk to you soon. I wish you love and light.